Hey, this is Greg, and this is another vlog of a country gentleman. I told you I was going to be back with it, and by golly, I mean it. Does the way that you react to adversity determine your outcome? I don't know if it determines it, but it definitely helps while you're going through it. I'm going to tell you a story. I've been wanting to tell it to you for a couple of weeks because this happened right at the new year. My son, on his way to work, his car broke down. And, well, no, I got to back up. He started having trouble with his brakes. So due to my schedule, I didn't have time to work on them. So we got a little local guy over here who fixed his brakes, did a good job. Wasn't too expensive. Well, it wasn't 3 days after he got his car back from getting his brakes fixed. He was on his way to work and it broke down. So here goes Daddy, taking off to go rescue my boy. And I'm messing with it, cranked right up. It was good, but he just wasn't acting right. And I managed to get it home and called the same guy who worked on his brakes. And went over there, well, he did a tune-up on it. And it worked a little better, but then it started acting up again, doing the same blank thing. Actually, it ran worse. We took it back over there, and they forgot to put on a vacuum hose. They put it on, and it cleaned it out, but my son's just because his car's done torn up twice in a week. Well, got acting up again. Took it back and dinked and dinked and dinked. It wound up being the transmission. Well, the second repair cost $500. Now, luckily my boy had $400 and we only had to pitch in the difference, and he's since paid us back. Well, while it was in the shop, he was driving my wife's car. Yep, you guessed it, it broke down. And it broke down in a major way. I went up there and looked at it, and he was working nights at the time. And it had oil everywhere. I mean everywhere. So we had to have it towed in. By the time it got towed in and got it to the shop, it was after midnight, and I had to work the next morning. So, 5 o'clock comes early, especially if you're up at midnight. Well, my wife's car stayed in the shop for 2 weeks and wound up costing us right at $1,500. Well, my son's thinking he's cursed. Me and my wife's fretting the money, and to be honest, I am too, but we got it all and we worked out. That's one good thing about having a local guy. We worked out a little bit of a payment plan to get it all paid for with all the other expenses that are going on and everything. Well, in between, I had that interview for that new job that I got, and I'll be danged if I didn't lock my keys in my car over an hour away from the house. Had to call a locksmith. Only took them about 10 minutes to get into the car, but it cost us $65 for somebody to come get me back into the truck. And I hadn't locked my keys in my car in 20 years. But all during all of that, I was pretty steady. I was pretty rock. We'll make it, baby. We'll make it. And telling the son, it'll be all right. You didn't cause this, because he didn't. He didn't cause any of it. It just happened. When I locked my keys in my truck on the day of my interview, and I was worried sick I was going to be late for that interview, and it was an interview before a board of people, I almost had a breakdown. But looking back at it, my wife was able to calm me down when I was at my wit's end, and I was able to calm her down when she was at her wit's end. As a result, all the cars were running again. I did get that new job. which has provided a lot of opportunities. No matter who you are, no matter if you're the rock, which I tend to be, not gonna say anything about it, I tend to be pretty steady. But even if you're the rock, there'll come a time and a place where you have a breakdown. That's when it's important to have people around you that when the rock needs a rock, they can be there. Because under enough storms, every rock can get worn down. So, be the rock as long as you can, but surround yourself with people that when you need a foundation, they can be that foundation. I hope you enjoyed it. You need to be the foundation for somebody, and somebody will be the foundation for you when you need it most. Just think about it. If we all did that, and if all of us supported each other when we were falling to pieces, we wouldn't need near as many psychiatrists and counselors and stuff. They'd only be needed for the really bad stuff, not for the small stuff. Step by step, we're bringing rural back. Support somebody out there. If you like this, give it a like, thumbs up, subscribe, all that good garbage. Leave me a comment. Let me know how you handle adversity. Thanks. Bye.